is this thing about life purpose? You might have heard these words bantered about before. Maybe you've even done some work on what your life purpose is. Now, some people will think that it's got to be one thing, and maybe that's too narrow. I like to think of life purpose as more than feeding the hungry, working in disasters, helping, advocate for women's rights, or work with children. All of those could be somebody's life purpose, and yet I look at it a little bit different. I see a life purpose as a big overarching idea or concept. For me, I want to help people intentionally create their life so that it's filled with joy, happiness, fulfillment, and they have the permission to go after their dreams. Now, how have I lived that life purpose? Well, I've expressed it or lived it in many different ways. I've worked in a women's shelter, I've done 911 fire and ambulance dispatch, I've worked with families with children 0 to 6 on parenting and child development. I worked in disaster services. I've expressed that purpose in many different ways. So that's one thing that I want you to think about is what's the big overarching thing, and then how do you express that purpose in your life? And it could be volunteer or work. You want to get clear on them because there's two things that happen is some people have so many ideas and they're interested in so many things that they just can't figure out which is the most important, which ones they love the most. So they scatter their time and energy into all these things and still aren't clear about what their passion is. And then there's other people who just don't, they draw a blank. It's like, I have no idea what is important to me. I have no idea what makes me have joy, what brings me joy. And that's another reason that people don't live their passions. Now, the idea of having a purpose and passion and getting clear, the clarity helps you in many ways. One of the ways that it helps you is that it helps you make decisions, because every day we are faced with many decisions. And if we don't know what our purpose or passion and what helps bring joy to us and what is important to us, we often don't make the best decisions. We decide in favor of what somebody else wants us to do. We don't decide what we want to do. So that is one way that it can help. When you get clear, then you know what you want, and then you've got an idea of how to measure whether or not you get it. If you don't know what those passions are, you have no idea whether you're reaching your goals, whether you're living your dreams. You've got nothing to measure. So what I want to leave you with today is to just think about that overarching big idea for your purpose, and what are some of your passions? What are some of the decisions that you're making right now that haven't brought you joy, but you make them because you just don't know what else to do? And these are the things that I help people with in workshops and one-on-one all the time. And I see it over and over and over again, that when they get that clarity, and they, especially using the passion test as one of the tools I use, they just it's mind-blowing on how clear they get and how their life changed. And one of my clients, Rosetta, she is one who had this idea of having a workshop space, and she really had her heart set on one spot. She kept looking at it, and it never came true. And when we worked together, and I helped her believe that the right answer was going to come, and the right space was going to come, and she started looking around, and I encouraged her to look at other opportunities and really get clear on what she was going to do inside the space, because that was a key thing. She just wanted this workshop space, and she wasn't clear on why or what was going to happen. And lo and behold, she got a better space that worked out better. She's had it for 3 years. It's been a marvelous place to hold workshops. And she is so thankful that the first thing didn't work out. So I'm Lorna with Accelerated Success Consulting and Vibe Principles. Let me know, what is your purpose and passion? Put in the comments below. Bye-bye.